Welcome, students, and this is going to be the heart dissection. And you perform that in class, but this is a recap for studying and refreshing it. So this is the heart. We have the valves, the top, and at the base of the heart, and this is the apex of the heart. And figuring out which one is the left side and the right. Well, I feel very thin wall in here at this area. So this would be the right side, the right ventricle. And the opposite side, it's very sturdy, would be the left ventricle. We can see the atria, the right atrium, and the left atrium in here. And these are the auricles, the tiny ear pieces on here on the atrium, on the right, and on the left. So this is the heart, and I'm going to cut them in a frontal cut, separate the anterior from the posterior part. And here is, oh, this scalpel cuts it pretty well. A nice clear cut. I was able to cut right away where the aorta comes out. That's okay. So here is good. Now what we have in here, the two sides, the anterior and posterior. Now this is the left side. How do I know? Because this is a thicker myocardium compared to the right side's myocardium. See how thin is that? And between the right and the left ventricles is the interventricular septum that separates the deoxygenated blood from the oxygenated blood. Good. Here is, so let's start with the right side. In the right side, we said that this is the right ventricle. We have cords, and those cords are the chordae tendineae that anchors the valves, the tricuspid valve of the right ventricle. Tricuspid because this is one cusp. Here is the second cusp, and probably here is on this, this is the third cusp, and they are connected to they are anchored into the papillary. Oh, I might just bring this closer a bit. And they are anchored into the papillary muscles. Here is a papillary muscle. See that? Anchored into the papillary muscle by the chordae tendineae. These are the valves. This is the atrioventricular valve on the right side. This is the tricuspid. On the left side, you see the chordae tendineae again that anchor the valves into the papillary muscles. Okay, this is a papillary muscle, for example, this blob. And inside of the ventricle, we see, try to just show it to you guys. These are the trabeculae corneae. These are the beams. This is trabeculae corneae. See that? Those beams. And this is a nice papillary muscle, how the cord is attached to it. So this is the bicuspid atrioventricular. This is going to go to the atrium. The atrium would be here, superior to it. In here, if I go in here, that is that part. And has one valve, and the other one is below. I tried to just cut it for you guys to see it. Okie doke. Okay, so this was the first, and this is the second part of the valve. This is bicuspid because two cusps, 1 and 2 is present, and we call it mitral. And in here, in this area, that area is now the atrium, left atrium, and this is the left ventricle. What else? Okay, the aorta comes out from the left side. So this is the left side in here. Okay, I just cut this off a bit. This part. Okay, and this is the aorta going out. These are the semilunar valves. You see the semilunar valve? Here is one. Here is the second. And the third is, yeah, here is on the other side. This is the third part of the semilunars. And you see a small hole superior to the semilunar valve of the aortic valves. And this is the start of the coronary circulation here. And here is the other one. You see a hole over there, 2 holes. They are where the coronary circulation for the heart starts. The other one, let's see, we still need to find the pulmonary artery. The pulmonary artery. Okay, it will be here, coming from the right side and brings the blood to the lung. Pulmonary. So here is going to be the pulmonary artery. This is, I can feel it. I just pushed my finger through. So we are going to just cut this along the probe. Good. And now this is where you find the semilunar valves. This is one semilunar for the pulmonary valves. This is the second part. They are very thin semilunars valves, and the third one is probably, what is that? The third one is here. I just cut it through. So that is the pulmonary. The pulmonary comes from the right ventricle out and brings the blood out from the right ventricle into the lung. Okay, the right side is deoxygenated, contains deoxygenated blood, and the left side is containing oxygenated blood. And I guess that's all about the heart. Thank you for your attention. Bye.